Hello everyone and welcome. It's Shanna. So glad you're here today. Now today I've got my June mystery card kit from Kendra. This is a full kit and it has got, you actually get for June, if you signed up as a VIP patron, you actually get the foil kit that's included. So that was the foil that I laid aside. It's got this stamp set from Picket Fence Studios and it is darling. It's got the little girl and the bee on it, just super cute. And then I'm going to show you all the papers. Now, you get a lot in these kits from Kendra, and we're going to make, I don't know, 7 or 8 cards on this video with just the materials that she sent in this kit. So it really is a nice benefit to Kendra's Card Challenge membership. So we had all of those pattern papers, and we've got, it looks like 3 or 4 of the silver, and then we've got, I think, 4 of the green. I think there's 4 sheets of all of them. So you've got, 16 pieces of card base there. And you've got these little bees that are little add-on, embellishments. This is what I was trying to think of. And I'll get it open and show you. But these are super cute. I will use several of these on the cards today. But they're really fun. Just the cutest little bees. And then the black circles are some foam, some pop-up foam. And then we've got a bee still die here that we're going to use. I'm going to show you the foiling kit, and we're not really going to foil on this video. We will use a piece of this kit, but I'm not going to foil. So you've got this really cool clear foil that's got some iridescent on there, and then a glitter one. We've got this black panel that you could foil on, and we've got this multicolored kind of rainbow panel. And then it looks like we've got a tag, and we've got a sentiment that says, "Happy birthday." And so that's what was included in my foil kit. We're going to work with this kit, and I'm just going to take a minute and throw some things together, and we're going to make some cards. So we're going to start out here with this stamp, and I'm going to bring in my Misty, and we'll bring in some of the cardstock that was included in the kit, and we'll just get this stamp set stamped up and take a look at it. It's super cute. And I've been doing some ink blending on this waffle flower sticky mat that is in my Misty. So I really need to take it out and clean it. So I'm just going to lay the big, this is a big stamp. I had to really think about that as I was, preparing my card layers and base in advance. So I'm just going to get both of these stamped down on this yellow cardstock that was included in the kit. And I noticed it wasn't lined up with, when I closed the door, the lines on there, I could see that the sentiment was not lined up right. So I picked it back up and straightened it up. And I'm just going to bring my VersaFine Clair ink in and just ink it up really well. And then we will run the heat tool over it. So I just used some extra fine clear embossing powder from Ranger, and I've just heated it up and we're ready to go. So I'm going to get all that embossing powder off my desk, and we're going to trim this down. And I'm realizing that the girl with the sentiment is too large for the area on my card base. So I'm going to separate them, and we will use the sentiment on the inside of our card. I'm just going to trim the little scene down so that it will fit on the panels that I've got, and we'll get to building our card. Now, for some reason, my first card always takes an eternity, and then the consecutive cards go very fast. I'm not sure why that occurs, but it always occurs. I don't know if it just takes me a while to get my momentum going or what, but it just seems like the first one always takes forever. So bear with me. Like I said, we're going to do, I believe, 8 cards with this so that you can see, how you can use up, almost all the pattern paper and a lot of the cardstock and really make it go very far. And we're going to have a variety of cards. They're going to look very different. So just using the elements that are included in this mystery card kit from Kendra's Card Challenge. So here I've got, I had some pre-made card bases that I picked up from Hobby Lobby that the colors I thought seemed to go okay with the colors of the pattern paper. So I'm going to use them up with this. Now here I took the I don't know, it's like a gray shimmer cardstock, and I used one of my scallop stitch dies from Cat Scrappiness, and I die cut both of these panels out with a nested die. And I'm going to get the scene laid down on here, and you can see I don't really have enough room for the scene and the sentiment, so that's when I'll add it on the inside. But I'm going to bring in just my blending brush that has some gray or some black soot ink on there, and I'm just going to darken the edges a little bit. I think this yellow is pretty stark for what I want it for, so I'm just going to knock the edge off with a little bit of this gray ink. And I thought it would work okay since we have kind of the shimmer gray paper on there, and just kind of tone it down a little bit. I'll do that with the bees as well that I die cut out in the yellow cardstock. So I think that looks okay. And then we're just going to bring in some fun foam, and we're going to get her popped up. Now I've decided that she could use an extra layer beyond what I've got laying there. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue her straight down to this piece of the gray shimmer cardstock, and then we'll just hand cut around it and just have a real fine layer between the yellow and the white bee pattern paper. And I have found that when I do this, I can cut it better with my scissors than my trimmer. I don't know, I just can't see that line very well on the trimmer, and I wind up cutting it too short or whatever. And with my scissors, I can see it a little bit more clearly. So this seems to work better for me. And so now we've just got a tiny little edge all the way around there, and I think that looks nice. So I'm going to grab some fun foam. We'll get her popped up. This is just something I picked up at Walmart, and it's got the sticky on one side and just the foam on the other, and so we'll just add some glue to it. And I'm just kind of cutting it a little bit smaller than what my panel is, and we'll just get it laid down on there. So today's Saturday. On Friday, I had all 4 of the grandsons, and boy, well, that was interesting. We had a lot of fun. I took them to Arby's for lunch, and they really enjoyed that. And then they played and played and played hard. And then the littles went to sleep, and I was able to take the bigger boys and go out on a golf cart ride, and just until we started getting rained on. So we had a good weekend. And then the biggies decided that they wanted to stay all night with Nan and Pap, so they wound up staying all night Friday night. And so we got up today, and I made them breakfast, and they were watching movies with Pap, and then their dad came to get them, and they went home. So now I'm playing catch up, trying to get all my work done. And as you know, we're going to go on vacation later this month, and I am trying to get a lot of content loaded on my channel so that I'll have some things going while I'm away from my craft desk. So I decided to use some of the scrap on the inside and just use it up. That way I don't have it laying around. And that finishes off our first card. Now, like I said, that first one takes a minute, and then the rest of them kind of go quickly. So if you'll hang with me, you'll get to see several different designs that we use with this different pattern paper. Now, I noticed I had these black strips as I was cutting down the black panels. And so I decided I would just do some stripes on this bee pattern paper and just add some additional interest to it. And I also took some scraps and cut some banners out so that I can use some banners on the cards as well. Just trying to maximize my use of this pattern paper. I think I did a pretty good job. If I had a scrap, I just looked for another scrap that I could lay beside it, and would kind of create a nice sketch design. I think since we're doing so many cards and it is kind of a little bit of a longer video, I think I'll just speed it up a little bit, play a little music, and then we'll come back in at the end. Okay, I thought I'd pop back in on this last one because I want to mention this is the one piece from the foiling kit that I used, the Happy Birthday. And I thought it would be fun. You know, we've done all these Be Happy and sweet little cards. I thought it would be fun to do a birthday card as well. And I think I could pull this off as a masculine card. So I am going to assemble this with the scraps that I have left, and then we'll put that happy birthday sentiment on there, and it will be a really fun card. So I hope that you've enjoyed watching this. I had a lot of fun with this. I love this selection of, this mystery card kit that Kendra put together. I love the patterns, the cardstock, the stamp set, and everything. It really spoke to me, and when I got going with it, I just couldn't stop. So that's why we did so many cards. And I want to encourage you just to sit down with your kits and your paper and kind of blow it up. Use it. Don't leave it laying around. Use it. And so I'm going to have, a set of really nice cards here that I, have in my stash, and I'm ready and I can use them as I need them. And I think they're just lovely. And I just was piecing stuff together, trying to eyeball and decide what would fit with what. And so I grabbed this foil piece, and I didn't foil it. I'm just going to lay it on there as is, and I think it looks stunning on that green and the black. So let's just recap all of our cards. We've got the little girl stamped. We've got Have a Good Day, Be Happy, Sunshine, Thanks. We've got You're Sweet as Honey. We've got Sweet, and we've got the Happy Birthday. And I think they turned out great. Now I'm going to show you the pieces that I had left over as well. Now I'm pulling in, these were some of those extra card bases that I had talked about that I got from Hobby Lobby, so we'll just lay those aside. So I basically got, it looks like a black, a gray, and a yellow panel here. And then I have, this is my scraps. So there's just a tiny little bit there that I didn't use from the pattern paper and the cardstock. However, I could use those. I certainly could do a scrap card. And then here's the foil part, and I didn't use it. I'll use it at a later time, but I think it turned out really nice. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.